time to introduce our guest speaker, that is Parul. Parul is having more than 15 years of experience as an educator. She is also a content developer and she is a trainer. So over to you, Parul, without wasting much time, so you can begin your session.
Thank you so much, Preeti. And I must appreciate the task which you have just initiated. It is going to grow further, and leaps and bounds you will see in near future. So good evening to all of you present in the room today. It's so good to see all of you here. Rather, I can't see you physically, but yes, the vibes I can feel, and I know that this is the right place for you at this time. This topic which we have picked up today is a very common topic, time management. But I'm sure you all would be waiting, or you all would be excited to know something which is lacking behind in your schedule, where you feel that you need to know something extra about it. So yes, you are at the right place. Before I go ahead, I would just like to add few more lines. That first thing, I am happy that you all are here at this wonderful platform of healing towards happiness, which is designed and structured by my dear friend Preeti Mehrotra herself. My name is Parul Sethi and I am an educator and a content developer. I have been in this field for more than 15 years now. And believe me, every day has been a learning experience. Every passing day has added value to my life. Hence, I'm sure that in my today's session, you will also learn something that will add some value to your life, I mean. So without further ado, and without wasting even a single more minute extra, let's start right away. Just 2-3 points regarding the webinar I want to brush up before I start. As I told earlier, that this webinar is an interactive session. So you can always communicate your thoughts and you can ask your questions through the chat box. Any moment, any time you feel that this is that aha moment for you, that moment which literally ignited your mind, you can write aha in the chat box. These vibes will make us more enthusiastic towards the presentation. Last but not the least, for this 1 hour, I want your undivided attention. Why? Because if you sit here with open mind and with full positive outlook towards what you are here for, I'm sure there is going to be minimum 1 takeaway from the workshop. So if you all are ready with your time to be managed efficiently, just write in the chat box, I am there. So instead of writing whole, you can write I, M, and T, which will be clear enough for me to understand IMT. Let me see how many of you are ready with IMT in the chat box. I can see now chat box is flooded. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, my dear friends. Thank you. Now let's start right away. How many of you in this room have ever felt that how many of you in this room have ever felt that you were not able to achieve a specific important task which you had to achieve on that particular day? If you think that you were the one, or you have ever experienced this before, just write me in the chat box, M-E, me in the chat box. Okay. Thank you. So I can see a few me's coming up. Let me see if I am addressing the right audience or not. So how many of you present in the room struggle to meet their deadlines? Now, these deadlines can be professional. These deadlines can be personal. So how many of you struggle to meet your deadlines? Again, type me in the chat box. Okay, the range is getting wider, I must tell you. Thank you so much. Now, my last question to understand my audience is that how many of you say that I don't have time? I think all of us in the room will just type me over there, because most of the time this is the valid excuse. I don't have time how to adjust things. Yes. So with this, I am going to start my presentation. So now when I share my screen here, Preeti, just tell me when once it is visible, so that I'm sure that it is
sure.
there with you. And in between, Preeti, if I miss anything important or something, so please let me know.
So those who
Because
have
my
just joined,
screen will be now open.
Yes, those who have just joined, just to we'll take all the questions at the last, and before 5 minutes, I'll be sharing the link of feedback form which you can fill and avail your certificate to participation certificate. Yes.
Yeah, this is a surprise gift which we held till the end of the workshop, that those who stay till the end, after you submit your feedback, you are also going to receive a certificate of attending this webinar. Okay, so let's move further. Time management is what we are here for. The first question definitely would come to everyone's mind is, what is time management, right? And if I start asking, you all will give me one cliche answer. It's so easy, Parul. To manage time is what is time management, right? You all will say this simple thing, and I agree. But I want to add one more thing over here. Time management is not just managing time. Time management refers to managing time effectively so that the right time is allocated for the right activity. Now, have you understood the difference? That what you knew earlier is what it is different today. It's not only about managing time. It's managing time to do right thing at the right time. Now, let's see how the things are going to work for us. After that first question, I'm sure you all will be thinking, why do we need time management? Now, this is an interesting question, which I'm going to address with some facts. The research has, the people who have researched on this, they have found that 82% of the people in the world, they don't apply any technique of time management. 82% of the people. So if by chance, if you fall in that category, again, you can type me in the chat box. Me, if you feel that you fall in that category of 82%. So again, you can go ahead. And now, Preeti, I won't be able to see many replies. So if there's something which you want me to address to, you let me know. Second, those 18% who are left, out of those, if you suppose if you count in the number of 5, from 5, one person, if you take, suppose 5 in number, one person is the one who has started managing the technique of time management. Out of 5, only one is able to efficiently use it. Can you see that out of 18% who were using it, उसमें से भी सिर्फ 5 में से कोई एक ठीक से use कर रहा है. Again, if you feel that I know how to manage time, but yes, I somehow fall in that category where I'm not able to manage it effectively, you can again type me in the chat box, me in the chat box. There is statistics to prove that most of the people in the world, they believe in the philosophy, jab waqt aayega, dekha jayega. Most of the people in the world believe in this. They don't want to manage time with any structure. They feel jab hoga, aur wo dekha jayega. And I believe most of the people from this philosophy would be from our world only, our own land, because we all believe to relax and chill, not to bother much, right? Happy-go-lucky people, Indians. So if you all feel that this is what time management is going to do, now my next question is, why do we need time management? Very simple, my dear friends, very, very simple. You need time management for very few things in life. If you will learn the technique of time management, first thing you will benefit is, this is going to become your savings. You will save time. Now, How do you value your savings? You use it at the time when you need it the most. Saving time is going to add to the value of your life. For example, you normally struggle throughout the day. From morning till evening, you are just trying to meet all the ends and you are struggling to complete all the tasks on your work list. And somehow you just end the day with on a stressful note. No me time, no family time, no personal gatherings, nothing. So do you think that life is going to benefit in any way further? Because you are struggling throughout. But imagine that world where you save time, minimum 1 hour in a day. I'm not giving you extra leeway here. I'm just saying 1 hour, 1 घंटा भी हमें अगर extra मिल जाता है दिन में. So don't you think that is going to add value to your own life? Because when you save time, automatically your stress level reduces. Because that saving time is going to add on to the value of your life. So जो काम हम पहले 18 घंटे में करते थे, अगर अब हम सिर्फ 16 to 17 hours में कर लें और 1 घंटा भी मिल जाए, so वो 1 घंटा हमने अपने लिए, अपने फैमिली के लिए यूज किया. So that is what is the byproduct, or I can say the benefit of time management. Again, if you go further, you see when you reduce your stress, your function, you start functioning effectively. By functioning, I don't mean like a machine you will function better. What I mean here is that you are going to work in a better way where you will show good results. So you will be at a peaceful state of mind and you will definitely pass on the same vibes to the people around you. You are going to do work in a calm state, and then definitely the result is going to be far much better than when you were struggling to meet that end. So that is why time management is important. If you achieve this much, your output will improve, your productivity will be better, and it will be peaceful. Last but not the least, what is the most important benefit of time management is work-life balance, which we all struggle in today's world. Earlier, we all know that our parents never had to use any technique to learn time management because they had limited tasks to do. But in today's world, one person is handling 10 things, and the structure of our environment has become so complex that we are juggling to meet all the ends. So इस सिनेरियो में ये टेक्निक और ये स्किल को लर्न करना हमारे लिए बाकी टाइम से भी ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है. So it gives you work-life balance. Now, so far, if you agree with what I have just said, and I've just shown you the benefits of the technique you're going to learn, so just write, I agree. I agree in the chat box again. And from here, I take further. Thank you so much. I hope it's enlightening enough.
Yeah. Almost everybody's typing.
Okay. I agree. Thank you so much. I hope I'm walking you through on the safe and the safe and the clear track. So let's move ahead. How to use time efficiently. Now, these are few pointers which I'm just going to overview because every point is going to be discussed in detail. First point to use time efficiently is set objectives or goals. So I'm just right now browsing through. Independently, every point will be handled and you will understand what I mean right now. Second is plan prudently. Third says set deadlines. Next it says prioritize your tasks, delegate responsibilities, and spend time wisely. So my dear friends, this was just an overview of the points. The terms too, I just wanted you to be familiar with the terms which we are going to just discuss in detail. So now actually the technique starts. And if you all are set to learn this technique, I just want you all to write BIO in the chat box, which means bring it on. Parul, bring it on. And yes, we are ready to absorb. So BIO in the chat box is what going to make me feel that you all are ready for this next step.
Everybody
so
is
let's get. Thank you so much. Now, Preeti, I can see the number of messages coming in, though I'm not checking all. I can see the number pouring in. Okay, let's get started, my dear friends. First, as I said, value your time. How many of you have ever heard the phrase, time is precious? I'm sure everyone in the group must have heard before, time is precious, right? How do we use those precious things which are there in a house? Let's talk. I think most of the members in the group are ladies. So let's touch them first and just ask them, what is that one precious thing which they feel they have? And if I ask, it would be surely any one piece of their jewelry. So if that precious thing is your jewelry piece, I'm sure you keep it very safely, right? You value it, you use it at the time when it is really, really relevant. So connect this time also exactly to the same thing. जैसे हम अपने jewelry pieces को संभाल के रखते हैं, उसका ध्यान रखते हैं, उसी तरह से if we start valuing our time, I am sure it is going to benefit you like anything. Because most of the time we neglect. We do not give importance to the time. So that's why we run behind it. Next, it's important for us to structure our tasks. You have to structure your tasks. Now, what do I mean by structuring my task? When I know that I have to do certain number of things, just keeping the things in my mind is not going to sustain me for long. मेरे को याद नहीं रहेगा कल परसों नरसों कोई चीज मुझे करनी है if I have not maintained my activity log, or you can say my calendar, definitely I am going to miss out one or two important things and I am going to face the consequence of it. So first important thing is to structure your time, structure your tasks, where you actually label them. This is to be done on which date, this is to be done on specific day or date. So if you have things in front of you, you would be definitely able to achieve them slowly and steadily. So this is actually the first step of your time management technique. Important that you jot down. How do we maintain our grocery list? I remember people nowadays, normally people are writing in their phone. Earlier, people used to pick up pen and paper and jot down so that जब लेने जाएं सामान तो सारी चीजें आनी चाहिए. Obviously, you will forget. You are human being. So it's so important to structure the tasks. What has to be done when? Next important step is set achievable goals. Now, this point is very, very common. Whatever we do, we have to set goals, right? And I think December month is the best month for it because we are going ahead towards a new year. 1st January को हम सब resolution बनाते हैं और resolution बनाने के साथ 2nd January और 3rd and 4th आते आते we all just fizzle out with what we had thought. Have you ever imagined why such things happen? Like suppose I give you one simple example, I want to reduce weight. I have to attend a marriage in the month of February. So from January, I plan, I reduce weight and I am able to attend that marriage in my best possible shape, right? I want to reduce 10 kgs. Yeah. So now I will work hard for it. I will maintain my diet. I'm going to do exercise and everything possible. What is required to achieve my goal? That's my goal, right? वो मेरा goal है. उसको achieve मुझे कैसे करना है? But by the end of the month, if I figure out कि 10 kgs में से I've only lost 4 kgs. Do you think the state of mind at that time would be positive or negative? If again I ask you to use your fingers and just type positive or negative in the chat box, I would be more than happy to see something again pouring in. When I target something, I achieve only half or more, or I should say less than half, definitely my energy is going to, it's going to drop down. And second thing, I'm going to have more stress level. Why it happens? Because मैंने goal तो रखा, but वो achievable नहीं था. If I would have been smart enough and I would have thought कि वो 10 kgs की जगह 5 kgs करती, तो further if I say 1 kg every week would have been an achievable target. So that's why it's important we keep achievable targets. My dear friends, goals are set for us to motivate, not to demotivate. So whatever is achievable, like I give you one more example, I had to figure out which date is most suitable for the webinar for me, and I was just procrastinating it, pouring it on the second day, third day, fourth day. Then I thought this is high time. I should just decide one date and figure out. Because if I do not set my goal, I will never start working on it. And if I don't set achievable goal, I will definitely, I'm going to be actually losing more than gaining. So this is what it means when you set achievable goals. I'm sure my friends are agreeing to what I'm saying. Next important point comes here, that you should plan prudently. You should plan wisely. How true? कोई भी छोटी चीज करनी है, उसके लिए प्लानिंग इंपॉर्टेंट है. जैसे मैंने पहले कहा, स्ट्रक्चर करना जरूरी है, उसके साथ प्लानिंग भी इक्वली इंपॉर्टेंट है. So far, I have covered 2-3 points. And if you see, even from this structure, you pull out one point, your entire technique of time management will be a fail. क्योंकि मैंने structure किया और मैंने उसके बाद अपने goals भी set किए, पर मैंने planning effectively नहीं की. So my entire structure of time management will be a big fail. So planning wisely is very important. Again, I'll give you one example. If you have to have one birthday party, you have to arrange a birthday party at your home. So we obviously, the normal thing is we connect with people, we plan things accordingly so that we coordinate with everyone. And if planning is not done in the right manner, that party is going to be a big fail. Or maybe it could not be as per the expectations which you desired. So that is why planning anything is equally important. And I'm sure you all must be good planners, because many of us in the room are ladies, I'm repeating, and ladies are expert in planning. Now I move on to something which is called as prioritize your task. Before I go to this point, I want you all to understand the meaning of priority. You have 10 things on your list. Out of those 10 things, which is the most important, which needs to be addressed on specific day, and which is of least important? On the scale of 1 to 10, you number them. Again, here you need to jot down and mark. But again, this is going to make your task easy. Suppose you have 10 things in your paper, on your paper. May not all 10 things be done in one day. So you divide. 2 can be done on Monday, 4 can be done on Tuesday, and rest of them can be addressed on Wednesday, depending on the need of that particular task. If you prioritize and you understand that what is to be done now, at the moment, definitely you will succeed in completion of the tasks you desire. Definitely you'll master time management. So far, I have covered around 5 to 6 points. And if anyone has any doubt or feel that what I'm saying doesn't make much sense, can write me again in the chat box. So if I have me coming in, then I think there would be a question coming in further. Okay. So I think I'm going on the right pace. Preeti, is the flow fine, or I'm going too fast?
No, it's good. Yeah. Can continue with the same pace.
Yeah, thank you. Because we are constrained to the time. So I'm just trying to cover up maximum possible. I want to invest time in the questionnaires also. So my friends, next we move on to something which is delegate responsibilities. Now, let me tell you, this is my favorite. Why it is my favorite? Because when I have my plate full of 10 tasks and I distribute, then I sit and relax and I am stress-free. Okay, so this is one of my favorites because delegating responsibility is actually reducing your stress level. And if you see it very carefully, the other side of this coin of delegating responsibility is that you are building trust with the other person. If I'm giving a task to Preeti, I am developing that bond of trust with her. Because definitely if I'm giving her this task, which I had to do and she's doing now, that means that trust is built between both of us. And Preeti on the other side is also going to be responsible to complete my task because she feels she has given some duty which I have to fulfill efficiently. So this is a magical technique which you should always adopt, even at home with young kids. You should delegate responsibilities depending on what all things they can handle. And you will see half of your things can be managed very, very nicely. Most of the time, we ladies, what do we feel? We think that we are superheroes, superwoman, and we want to do everything. So by end of the day, when two things are not completed, so then we go in the panic mode. And that panic vibes are, it's flown in the house. And there is some panic button which is pressed and the chaos is there. I hope you all agree. How many of you agree with this kind of scenario, or you have experienced this kind of scenario? Again, you can write me in the chat box. Okay, I can see again messages pouring in. So all those who feel that what I'm saying is right, to delegate responsibilities is which will help you more than anything else. But this magical technique comes with a disclaimer. It comes with a disclaimer. What I mean, that you should always delegate responsibility to the person who is equipped to do it. If I know that my friend would not be able to complete that task because she's not equipped, I'm asking her to make a presentation, but she is not comfortable with PowerPoint, that is not going to help me to reduce my stress. On the other hand, it will double my stress because I had given assuming she'll do and she has taken it very comfortably, but ultimately the work is not done. So always delegate responsibilities to the person who is equipped to do it. Then only it will benefit you the most. I hope this makes more sense by just knowing that something like delegate responsibility is easy. No, it is not. Things come with their own turns. Next, I move on to something called as use time wisely. As I introduced the techniques with the point saying time is precious. So I'm going to give you this last tool which says use time wisely. And rather in today's scenario, it's the need of the hour. Most of us, whenever we get time, we sit, open our mobile and start scrolling social media. No reason, no purpose, just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. And we don't even realize how much time we have invested in it. Or I should say wasted in it, because if it is not used productively, it is not investment. Many times it happens that people have to meet their deadlines and they are relaxing, watching some kind of movie. Nowadays, OTT has blessed us with 24/7 opportunity to sit in front of that idiot box and have good time. So what do? We sit there, and weekends we spend binge watching. Weekend is meant to binge watch, I don't say no, but not at the point where Monday I have to present say this presentation. I have to show my presentation, and on Sunday my presentation is not ready and I am binge watching. So there I mean to say, use time wisely. Here I also want to add, my friends, one more very important point, that you should know how to say no to the people. Like I picked up that example where I delegated my task to my friend. Poor lady, she accepted knowing Parul has given me. If she would have said no, in that scenario, it would have saved her time and mine. And secondly, she would have not wasted her time doing something where she is not equipped at. So we should always use our time wisely. When I was just browsing through all these things and I was just enriching myself with the concept of time management, I came across a very beautiful quote of Steve Jobs, which I thought is worth sharing, and especially at this point. It says, your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. You have to use your time wisely so that it becomes your saving. Right? If I make some sense, you all can write I agree in the chat box again, so that doneness which is there at the moment, I am again active with my friends. Thank you so much. I can see again I agree pouring in. With this, I go ahead. Okay. Preeti, we will take all the questions after the entire presentation, right?
No. If you want to relevant questions, if you want to ask anything.
Okay. So far, I have shared my techniques with all of you. If there is any question related to the technique thing, you can just ask. Or if you all are comfortable, we can end the presentation and take it after that. It's all up to you, because I don't want you to hold yourself for very long if you have something in mind to discuss. So if you feel that you have something, you can surely unmute and ask. No, I don't see anyone. I can't hear anyone coming in. So I think I should move ahead. Yes, Preeti?
Yeah. Means like you're imparting so nicely that there is no confusion and we all are clear.
My God. I think what you say, I accept open-heartedly. Okay, let's move on to the next one. My dear friends, as I said it earlier, we all have heard so often that I don't have time. I agree, we don't have time, but it's not about having time. It's about making time. How do you make things for yourself to lead a better life? It's all about that. So it's not about having time. We all have 24 hours in a day. We all are juggling with our own chores and tasks to finish by the end of the day. We all are multitasking nowadays, and our life is definitely not easy. But if you manage your time efficiently, I am sure You will never be quoting this again. I don't have time. I'll just give you one small example, my personal example. I'm a teacher, I'm a content developer, I'm a housewife, I'm doing multitasking, and I think I'm managing pretty well with all my tasks. Now, this Preeti, I'm associated with Preeti also, so doing few things there. So there are many things on my plate, and it is all possible just because I am able to manage time. So if I can do it, my friends, I am 120% sure you can also do it. If this technique would ever been taught in school as a subject, you would have mastered it by now. You all are mature adults to attend this webinar, but we can still learn it. It's never too late. It's never too late for anything. Now, before I end my presentation and start with my questionnaire, I want to just draw your attention towards. Yeah, I can hear. Sorry, I can hear someone saying something.
Muted, yeah, by mistake, I think.
Sorry. Okay. So as I've already discussed that what would be the benefits of time management, I want to just draw some byproducts. I want to draw your attention towards the byproducts of time management now. So time management is essential not only to make you or not only to help you to lead an effective life, it is essential for your mental and physical being also. How it is essential for mental physical being? Sorry, एक घंटे से बोलने में tongue twist होने लगती है. I'm so sorry. First thing, it improves your sleep pattern. अगर आप सुकून की नींद सोते हैं, इससे अच्छा और इससे बढ़िया गिफ्ट आपके लिए कोई हो ही नहीं सकता. If you sleep like a baby, you are actually leading a contented life. Second essential element of time management is it increases family time. It also adds to your me time. You know that in today's world, we are struggling to meet the commitments, personal commitments, and always we prioritize our professional commitments more than the personal ones. So if you will learn this technique, if you will follow the steps shared with you today, you can jot it down if you want to, and if you want, I can just revise it with the words so that you can invest time with your family and lead a better life. It will provide you work-life balance. Nothing to say. First of all, I believe work should not be stressed out. If it is stressing you, it is not the right work for you. But in current scenario, this is not very practical thought. So we all are working and we are all juggling to balance work and life together. So with time management, you will definitely balance work and life. And when all the above things you will achieve, you will be contented and it will lead to happiness. Why do we live? Paisa to mil hi jata hai. What is important is happiness. And if that happiness is there in you, it is going to pass on to the other members, to your subordinates, and to your ecosystem. So in the end, before we start with the next segment, I want you all to relax. Don't burden yourself. It is not rocket science, which you cannot achieve. It is just we need to structure our mind. So relax and enjoy the process of time management. And from my side and Preeti, we wish you good luck so that you achieve and lead a happy life. So save time to invest time. Mark it and save it. Save time to invest time. If you save your time, it is going to act as your investment, which you will definitely use at the right time. So with this, we come to the questionnaire rounds. If anything anyone wants to ask, you all are open to either write in the chat box, or you can unmute and speak. All depends on you. Or if any thought, anything you feel that this is something which you really liked about the whole thing, any one aha moment, I want you all to share it in the chat box or unmute